number 6 in the Marvel Legends Executioner Build-A-Figure wave, and definitely the most appropriate figure in this wave. Want to know why? Stick around. What is up, my peeps? It's the Ruckus Humming coming at you with another action figure review courtesy of Marvel Legends. This is number 6 in our drive for the Executioner Build-A-Figure wave. We have in front of us Amora, the Enchantress. Now, in my opener, I stated that this figure right here, this character, is the most appropriate for this, quite frankly, mishmash of characters thrown into this wave. Amora stands out. Why? Because she and the Executioner, at least back in the day, not so much now, but back in the day, partnered basically at the hip. Amora, as her name implies, the Enchantress, did exactly that. She basically had Scourge, the Executioner, straight up enchanted that he was doing whatever she wanted him to do. And I mean, it was amazing. Talk about unrequited love. That's what was going on there, and Amora utilized that to the fullest, no bullets. And they were a duo. Definitely a match made in Asgard, so to speak. But anyway, you see the figure before us. She's looking good. She is an update. She's not a redo. She's an update. We've seen Amora before, twice before, as a matter of fact. We saw her in an SDCC set, and we also saw her in a wave. Which one is escaping me right now, but I will get that information to you by reviews end for sure. You see, she being the female of the crew, as always with Marvel Legends, the females seem to always get the body of whatever the Build-A-Figure is, and it's no different this go round. You see the entire torso for the Executioner. I see a pair of hands and some kind of mystic effect there in our upper right. We've got Marvel at the bottom, Marvel at the top. We've got some artwork of Amora, the Enchantress, on one side, and a thumbnail showing different artwork on the other. And in the rear, we have even different artwork of her straight cooling in a throne of her own making, I'm quite sure. Below, you've got the Executioner, the sketch of him, showing all of the pieces required to build him. And we see the figures in this wave, 7 of them, 6 are required to build Scourge. Wolverine, World War II Logan, is not required. The readout, Amora the Enchantress wields arcane as guardian magic alongside occasional paramour, check this out, the Executioner, in her schemes to ensorcel the mighty Thor. So that's what was so ill. She had Scourge wrapped around her finger and was blatant about trying to step to Thor. And yet Scourge was there, but that's, the power of enchantment. Here's a better look at Amora the Enchantress out of packaging, still in the clamshell. And yeah, there's not much. We saw everything we could see inside the packaging. The figure, the set of fists, the magical effect, which I dare say is new. We'll take a closer look at that, of course. And then we have the torso section to build Scourge the Executioner. We're going to put that aside. And very soon, we're going to be putting them together. Here we have Amora the Enchantress out of packaging, and I've got her standing there. And as you might imagine, because she is blazing some serious stilettos, she's kind of problematic to stand. She always has been. The previous 2 versions of her, the same thing, basically. And I have to stand myself corrected because she is essentially the same figure with some differences. The most obvious is the head sculpt. We've got the new, well, it's not so new anymore, but the current face print technology giving us a very beautiful portrait for Amora. She is supposed to be stunningly beautiful, which is one of her many charms when she doesn't even need to use her magic to sway men to her. But yeah, the face print tech is really on point here. She also has new arms. Obviously, they're double jointed. The previous two versions had the old style female single jointed swiveling elbows. And she also has, I believe, yes, she also has. I'm trying to just peek over without picking her up because I think I'm going to have an issue standing her back down. She has pinless legs as well. So the torso is essentially the same, right? But the arms and the legs are different. And obviously the head sculpt is different. And the skirt, if I'm not mistaken, is essentially, I want to say it's different also. But yeah, I think the skirt piece, which is loose, I think that's different too. We'll know when we get her next to her her previous releases, and I have where those previous releases come from. One was from the Doctor Strange Dormammu wave, and the other was from the Raft set. So that was the SDCC Raft set. I want to say that was 2015, but I probably have the year jacked up. Anyway, let's take a look at her accessories. We know she comes with fists. I'm more interested in this right here. You see this? I better do this because Amora is actually distracting from what we got there. And as you can see, I believe this is the first time we've gotten that. We have the wrist clip right here. So you put that around one of her wrists, and it looks like she's just generating some kind of just swirling kind of mystic effect. I'm glad we got this because we definitely were in need of some new effect pieces. And of course, there she goes. There she goes. I rocked the table. That's why she went. I wonder if she'll stand back up for me without giving me any issues. I bet you she won't. Let's see. How lucky can I be? How lucky can I get? Doesn't look like I'm going to get too lucky. All right? I'm not going to get too lucky. Okay, I'm moving her out of here and showing you the fists that she comes with. And yeah, we're going to just take a closer look at Amora. You can't see it, but I have her on a stand. She was very much problematic to stand up, and it's because of those stilettos. When we get down, after we, check out all of the figure, you'll see those stilettos and you'll understand the issues I'm going through and what you, the potential purchaser of this figure, should you so choose to do so, will have to go through. But anyway, looking at her just starting from the top, I think we're going to zero in on that head sculpt. I want you guys to see for yourselves how very nice this head sculpt looks. The eyes on and cracking there. Believe they're green. Yes, they are. Just like that's her motif anyway. And just the design of the face itself is it's a wonder to behold. She has a fuller head of hair than she did with the previous iterations of the Enchantress. And I can't speak on it now. I'll let you guys see it when I attempt to have them standing side by side, because I'll have the same issue with those other two figures as I will with her in terms of trying to get them to stand. I'll try to get them to stand and hope that they maintain for the duration of that segment. But I think she's a little bit taller than the other two, and the question is, why would that be? If it's essentially the same figure, well, not really, because once again, the legs are different. So because the legs are pinless, they're different legs. So she's a little bit, I think that gives her a little bit oomph on the height, and of course she has a fuller head of hair, so it's going to look that way. But we'll see for ourselves momentarily. Anyway, checking out the rest of our girl. We could see it's like I said, I'm removing her from the stand because I need to turn her around and stuff like that. So you guys will have to bear with me on that. She is essentially the same. I've got one of the other figures in hand to see if there are anything different. And I actually can't. I think the mid torso, this area right here, I think that's different as well because I'm looking at one of the figures and it doesn't. The other figures don't have. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's some line work going on either side of her lower torso. She doesn't have that line work per se. With the other figures, it looks more like they try to give her some abs, maybe a 2-pack or something like that. But that wouldn't be beyond the realm of believability. She is Asgardian, and most of them are in shape, even the ones that aren't as physical as others. But yeah, the skirt, as I stated before, is a loose piece. You know what I'm saying? It's got some paint there, some metallic green paint going on. She did not have metallic green paint with the others. She had, well, actually with the raft set, she did have some metallic green paint, a little bit darker than this. We'll see that once again momentarily. And with the Dormammu set, it was kind of gold, what she had there. She's got, the armored arm sleeves, if you will. They're rigid. They're rigged, and that's a difference from the other two. They were just regular sleeves. This is, like I said, they're armored. Her crown there is more metallic than the other two versions. And then, of course, when we get to the legs, the design on the legs are exactly the same as on the other two because that is her design. Now look at the, see what I'm dealing with there. You see those stiletto feet? Now here's the thing. They are staying true, meaning Hasbro, to the design of the character, giving her the heels, because that is what she blazes. But I think what's going wrong, and you guys down below, you let me know if you agree. If they made the feet just a little bit bigger, it didn't have to be huge, they don't have to be hooves, but if they made them just a bit bigger around the toe area, it would be easier for her to stand. But you guys let me know if you agree or come up, I'm willing to hear what solution you may have. Anyway, as far as her articulation's concerned, her head, like I said, this is the original upper torso. Her head isn't even on a ball hinge or even a dumbbell because they wasn't doing it then. It's just a straight up ball peg. There's no articulation going on at all. It's part of the rest of the upper torso. So that's what you get. Put that in. So as you may imagine, because of that mane of hair, you're going to have issues articulating her head. She can barely look down. Notice I went down first because you already know you're getting 0 looking up. You can get some pivot, and which would be nice which is good because this is Amora and she would give you that type of attitude. And technically you can go 360 if you can get around the hair getting in the way. She's can get you better than a T-pose. Pretty cool for that. Looks like a good pose for her performing some sort of magic right there. You can 360, but of course the hair is going to get in the way. As far as she doesn't have butterfly joints, so the rear back's going to be limited, but not that much for not having butterfly joints. She goes back decently, and the cross body or straight up, she can get you straight up just like that. She's got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Mine are a little tight. Let's see if I can get that initial joint there. Yep, there you go. And then she has swiveling wrists, and all her hands have horizontal hinges. She's on a diaphragm, so she can actually go forward a little bit better than most females can with their diaphragm. And going back, the hair doesn't actually impede going back. It pokes out, so it doesn't even mess up her going back. Of course, because it's a diaphragm, you can go side to side and rotate left and right. She can do the splits that far. She can get you practically 90 on the kick. Go back a little bit. She's got the thigh cut, double jointed knees. Yes, indeed. And like I said, they are pinless. These are different legs. And she, with these stilettos, she can point her toe that far forward, that far up, which is crazy. And her pivot is crazy as well. So because of the nature of the foot being elevated by the stiletto heel, that's why you get that. She has toes at the bottom of her feet. So you already know I'm not going to try to stand her up on her own. So just deal with it. My hand will be out of the picture. So that's what's cool. Anyway, that is the articulation scheme on our girl, Amora, the Enchantress. We're transparent here in the House of Ruck. So it behooves me to inform you guys that I am cheating. They are, all three of them, leaning up against the wall back there. Fortunately, because of their hair, it doesn't make it obvious. But yeah, it's problematic standing one, never mind three of these gals. So that's exactly what's going on. And I think you guys can see what I'm talking about there in terms of our current Enchantress is slightly taller than the previous. And I believe, once again, that it's a matter of the hair and possibly the legs are just a, you're dealing with 6-inch figures, so it doesn't take much, a freaking 1/8 or less of an inch can make all the difference in the world. I'm here for it simply because Amora is Asgardian, and the Asgardian ladies are tall. Amora herself is braced for it. All of you guys that are fascinated with tall chicks, Amora is 6'3", believe it or not. So yeah, there you have it. Time to sum this one up. The Marvel Legends Executioner Wave Enchantress is it was definitely in need of an update, which we got. We definitely got that. The head sculpt is banging. We've got the new arms that are double jointed and obviously pinless, and a different sculpt. When you look at the armored sleeves, we got different legs. They're pinless and double jointed as well. That worked out great. We got an effect piece that I believe is the first time we've seen this type of magical effect piece, and I'm here for it. It looks great. I actually found myself using this and not having to dig into my third-party options. This is great. I kind of wish we got two of them, but hey, we got the one. I'm happy with that. Got a second pair of hands in the form of closed fists. That was all we got in terms of accessories for the Enchantress, but she was definitely needed for this particular wave, considering her connection to Scourge the Executioner, which is the Build-A-Figure. So I'm glad that we did get her. I'm glad that she got updated. And like I said, because of, I believe, her legs are slightly longer than the previous versions, and of course the head sculpt with the crazy full mane of hair has given her a little bit more height, making her, appear a little bit taller, which is appropriate for an Asgardian woman. And I think that that all works out pretty good. So all in all, I'm glad that we got this figure. She's going to look great when we finally get Scourge up and running, and that's coming very soon. Let me know down below what you guys think about the Enchantress. Not enough new for you to do anything about if you already have one or both of the previous versions, or is this version, the differences, the updates, enough to sway you to partake? And if you want to build the Executioner, well, that point is non sequitur anyway, because you're going to need to get her, because she has the main part, the body, the torso. So there is that. Anyway, let me know down below what you think. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done any of those things already. And hit that notification bell. You will be informed when I upload another video, which is coming to you very soon. Until then, y'all, take care. Peace.